Finally, the wait is over as Week 1 of the Arena Lacrosse League 2025-26 season gets underway with a Thursday night matchup between the Ohsweken Bears and the Six Nations Snipers. Hello, lacrosse fans. Welcome back for Season 9 in the All. I'm Lance Wynn, working alongside JVI Productions. And, of course, as we get set to go here, the Snipers are the home team. Officials for today's game, Joel Firmhand Furman is the crew chief. He'll be working with Mac Daddy Abbott and, of course, the legendary Roger Nurse. Head coaches for Ohsweken in his 9th season, it's Ron Mouser Henry. And, of course, on the other side for the Six Nations Snipers, it'll be Darcy Palace. As we get set to go here, both these two teams, of course, first game of the season, this Week 1. There'll be a Friday night affair, which will see Brampton against Toronto in a rematch of last year's final. And then, of course, 2 more games in Oshawa to round out Week 1. And right off the bat, Andrew Vredenberg will try and get it over the timeline, get some help. So some notable changes, but not number 17 in Wes Whitlow. First shot of the game, right on, stopped, and a good stop made there by Sam Forbes as he gets the start at the other end. Of course, it'll be Dustin Hill for the Snipers. Snipers now with 10 on the shot clock, going to work. Keelan Palan swings it across. Welcome to the Arena Lacrosse League. First shift, first shot. And that was from, I'm going to check Jerry Stotts, but I'm going to say that that's not Jerry Stotts. That's actually Tatsuya Yamada making his debut in the Arena Lacrosse League as the Ohsweken Bears go to work on offense. First shot, Eddie Renault. Of course, the veteran, always glad to have all our vets back. His shot stopped by Hill, and it's legged back up the other way. Kaz Nazelski also making his debut. Pops it off. Looking for something, nothing doing there on that side. Good swing, quick shot by Chayton King, and the King has returned. Remember now, Arena Lacrosse League a little different. The 30-20 shot clock in effect, meaning you get a full 30 to start your possession. If you regain a possession before the shot clock expires, you get reset to 20, not a full 30. Good defense there by the Snipers. Great job to knock that one free. And now Jacob Killen, also making his debut, already has had an impact here as we're under 13 minutes to go here in this quarter. Balan's going to set it up, swing it across. King, they'll work it to that right side. Looking for an opening. Milan trying to take it strong. Good save made there by Forbes. Cut down the angle, and welcome back to the Arena Lacrosse League, Lucas Beaver. Back for one more time, and if you don't know, Lucas Beaver, one of the good hands people, Josh Sanchez. Looking for an opening, plenty of time on the shot clock. He'll work it. Stephen Porcelli. Kick back out on the give and go. Roll. Sanchez inside out twister. Stopped though by the dust bucket. Swing it back up. Dougie Palace on his horse. He's going to get moving. And we will have possession switch. And now the Bears will look to work it up. We're still scoreless. Under 12 minutes here. Week 1. Arena Lacrosse League. Some different faces. The names have all changed, but everyone seems to keep sticking around, and that's always a good thing. Looking for a duck and twister, finds the mark. So a good job by Xander Delaroche as he makes good on his first shot attempt in the Arena Lacrosse League. It finds the mark, and it's a 1-0 game. Off the draw, you could see, so of course, Roger Nurse, veteran official, says interference and possession will belong to the Six Nations Snipers. So Chayton King out there working, and they'll come back out with Briley Maxwell. And Stotts the underhand rebound picked up. Beauty finish. Great hands in tight. Nathan Dean doing some great work. Stick handling inside the closet. We're all tied at 1. And that's Ethan Fisher. So let me correct that. So a 1-1 game here. And forgive us while we smooth out some of the rough edges, change some numbers, fix some lineups, and Lucas Beaver now will control. He'll work it across, and the Bears now to work on the offensive end. Nothing doing on that side as looking to go to work. John Perry Smith, 8 on the shot clock. Tough angle, wrong stick side, almost trickled through. As that was a tough angle there by Real Johnson. Snipers going for a bit of a run. I'm going to double check, and we're going to have our first penalty. And we're going to check and see what the call is. It looks like Milan's going to go for slashing, and he's going to get a double minor as crew chief Joel Furman tees him up. I saw 2 signs. I only see 2 minutes on the clock, but first power play of this season goes to the Ohsweken Bears. And it is a 4-minute double minor. So Portelli out there, he's usually the quarterback along with Eddie Renault. Take a look across, and I believe that's Hannah Brandt over there. I'm going to recheck. Sorry, that's Shane Hollowell out there on the power play. Perry Smith down on that left crease. Just a note on some coaching staff change. Of course, Derek Surley is also an assistant along with Vince Longboat over with the Snipers. Newly acquired and making a move from Brampton and Oshawa is Neil Pike and Todd Wilfong. So they come over as assistant coaches for the Ohsweken Bears. So to work with the man advantage, they'll go around the horn, give everyone a touch. Lots of time here for the Bears to work with. Renault, the top. Porcelli takes a shot. Hill, easy save. Snipers now are going to look to try to work some clock here. Bradenburg. Might not recognize him now that he's got a black helmet. He'll work that across. Snipers now will look to burn some clock down a man. Good job of keeping fresh legs out there. Mike McLaughlin, glad to have him back. Swing it around. That shot from way out just missed that top corner. So the Bears now, with just under 3 minutes left in this man advantage, back to work. We're under 9.5 to go here in this opening quarter. Tied at 1. Porcelli dumps it down low. Chance tried to go 5-hole, but Dusty Hill closing that door. And now Eric Poirier will work it up over the timeline. He'll curl out and look to burn some more clock. 2.5 to go in a man advantage. Maxwell leaning in, Beaver on him, gets it back from Chayton King. Maxwell draws the double team. They'll work him over, take that from him. His whole objective was the shot clock. Did a good job of that now, and Bears now back to work with a man advantage. And when I had a chance to speak with both coaching staffs, there's not a whole lot to talk about because there aren't really any game research to work with. It's more of a situation where you're getting a new crop of guys. How do you fit guys in? What do you do with your vets? Beauty passing, rung it off the iron. Great execution, moving the ball. Just not able to find the back of the net. Bradenburg 2-on-1. Dump over. He was on his wrong stick side. Would have been tough. And now Sanchez turns it up the other way. Puts on the brakes, and he'll wait for the rest of the offense to filter out. Dumps it down low, coughs it up. Great job defensively, and now Ben Wittich finds an opening, and they'll slow things down here. Whitlow out there. King's going to let that go. Good save by Forbes. Perfect positioning. And one pass over the timeline. And now Porcelli. Porcelli, of course, a long-standing member in this Arena Lacrosse League. He has certainly helped this league get better. Into the final 40 seconds here. Just 2 shots with the man advantage. That right on the third. Great job, and that's going to be a violation. And with 7:07 to go, we're going to bring that back to the crease and start it from there. But first, we will take our officials' timeout. Back here at the ILA as we get set. 36 seconds to kill now for the Snipers here. The double minor to Pilon, and they do a good job to get it over the timeline. And now again, burning some clock. 15 on the shot clock. King at the top. Works it over. And good job to dump that down into the corner. So penalty over now. Team's back to full strength. We're under 6.5 to play. Brandt, and that's a through the crease. Will give possession to the Snipers, and that's going to be a delay of game. That is an easy call. So this time, and it looks like Lucas Beaver may be the guilty party on this one, and first power play of the season for the Snipers now with 6:20 to go. That shot wide of the mark by Whitlow, gathered by Maxwell. So Stotts out there with Maxwell and Whitlow. Whitlow, backhand pass, beauty, and tried to quick stick finish, but not able to do it. Kyle Pedwell with the flip ahead. Bears in transition, pull it right back out. Sanchez in trouble, spins his way out of there. Great job by Josh Sanchez. Charlie Fertini out there, bouncer wide. Good job to pick that up. 5.5 to go here. Whitlow looking to dump it off, curls out, kicks it back out. Chayton King shot. So Chayton King on the board for the first time this season, and it's a 2-1 lead for the Snipers. And Chayton King, if you don't know, that is his specialty there, that spot. That is his spot. Snipers with a 2-1 lead. So a power play goal for Six Nations now, and the Bears now looking to counter. Perry Smith with a head of steam, Bulls over one, and they're going to call that push off. And that works great in the NFL, not so much here in the ALL. So King with the goal, Whitlow the assist. Big shot from outside, wide of the mark. Great job there to track that one down by Travis Stotts. Bears turn it over. And now a chance here, but Snipers don't have the numbers. They'll wait now and set things up. Phelan looking for an opening. Gets a screen on the dump off. Quick bouncer by Maxwell, but the wickets were closed. And now pass out. Will land right to Colton Padgett. Trying to dipsy-doodle his way through something is Sanchez. Kick out. Gets it back. Sanchez trying to turn the corner, mismatch size-wise. Great defensive rotation by the Snipers defense. Ball still loose. And that there will give possession to the Snipers. Great defensive set. That was led by Nathan Fear. And now their offense will go back to work with just over 3 minutes to go here in this opening quarter. Bounce shot, King knocked down. Never found its way through. Good job to weave through some traffic by Nicky Snow. Beaver, he'll flip Portelli. Portelli got a screen, didn't need one, waits for a trailer. Underhand bullet. Rue Johnson. Bulge in the twine for the first time in this game has tied things up at 2. So great job by Johnson. Got the pass. He was just outside the dotted half circle, but was able to make a move to create enough of an angle to get a good underhand off and beat Dusty Hill between the wickets. Off the draw, Whitlow had it, lost it. Trying to fight for it again with the nifty hands, but turns it over. Bears will collect it. And double teamed. Good job by the Snipers again, and Whitlow comes away with the ball after all that. So Whitlow got some help from Vradenberg. Snipers now with possession here. Travis Stotts dumps it off. Tasea Yamada out there as well. Instead, the Bears, though, will counter the other way. James Reef. Portelli. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first. Swing across, left side, looking for something, back to the right, 7 on the shot clock. Way out, had to get rid of it. Rebound, gonna have to let it go again. That one wide of the mark, possession will belong to the Snipers. So another good defensive hold. Both teams defensively have been strong considering this the first game of the season for each. Been some positive things when I had a chance to speak with the coaching staff for the Snipers. Quite happy with their turnout. They've got a good balance of veteran players, some younger players. They got a couple of kids that travel from the United States to come up. And it's a new look team, same enthusiasm, and they are ready to go. On the Ohsweken side, the addition of a couple of coaches, the nucleus there with Eddie Renault, of course, and Stephen Portelli. They have another new look additions to that squad as well. So you can see here, as even as they are, as we are 50 seconds away from the end of this first quarter, and these two teams mixing it up just a bit. And there will be a penalty called on the play, and it looks like John Perry Smith is going to head to the penalty box. And the Snipers will get a late power play with 49 seconds left here in the first. So 0 for 1 with the man advantage. Sorry, 1 for 1 with the power play for the Snipers. And they go back to that same unit. Maxwell, Whitlow, Pilon. Kick out. Shot stopped there by Forbes. Good job, good lateral movement to close that off, and a flip up ahead, and here goes Paget. Looking for a screen. Swing across, deep down into that crease. Pop back up. Good swarming defense. Great hands to hang on to it. Bears now will work with 10 on the shot clock. Portelli, 10 seconds left. 2-second differential, game and clock. That'll get rung around by Portelli. And the buzzer will go. First quarter in the books here. Season 9, the Arenalacrosse League. We will be back with the second after this. Back here as we get locked and loaded for second quarter action. Lance Wynn alongside JVI Productions. Glad that you have decided to tune in here as we open up the 9th season of the Arenalacrosse League with a Thursday night affair. Of course, Friday night will be a rematch of last year's All-Cup final between the Toronto Monarchs and the Brampton Express. That will go tomorrow night. And then, of course, Saturday, a full slate with a doubleheader at Children's Arena. Paris against it will be Paris against Oshawa, Peterborough against Whitby, and in that time, the Snipers have tacked on another to take a 3-2 lead, and it's Pilon that will get credit for that one. So 2 power play opportunities for the Snipers. They capitalize on both. And that's what you wanted there. A late penalty, and that was just more of a disciplinary issue than anything. Just to discipline you. You can't get a penalty that late in the quarter. That sets things up. And in a game like this where things are tight, it could be that 1 or 2 little mental mistakes that are the difference in this game. So Bears to work on offense now. Sanchez will swing it across. They'll work the isolation. Trying to duck his way in there, but unsuccessful was Hollowell. And Hollowell will give it up, and now working his way up is Ethan Fisher. Fisher, job well done, dumps it off. They'll start at half boards on the left side. Snipers out, Whitlow. Not out there, and this time tried to change that up along with the bounce shot. Instead, it's picked up there, and no reset. 10 on the shot clock down. That bouncer right on. So Maxwell with a couple opportunities, not able to find the mark. Bears now with possession. Reef, he'll flip and retreat. Charlie Frattini out there. Frattini teed that one up. Good save, Dusty Hill. Rebound loose in the dotted half circle and picked up by the Bears. They'll get a fresh 20. Work it back. Johnson. Johnson finds the mark. So Rue Johnson lighting it up for the second time in this game. And once again, we're tied 3-3. So this game continues to go back and forth, and we know that the Arena Lacrosse League, of course, as we head into the 9th season, every year we kind of have the same sort of challenges, and that's what happens when you run a league where it's ever changing. There are over 200 players that have passed through the Arena Lacrosse League and into the ranks of the National Lacrosse League over the course of this 9 seasons, and that aspect continues to be a bright spot. Really what it's about, initially the All was a developmental league for that. Now it really is a developmental league, period, as one of the strongest leagues outside of the NLL. 6 on the shot clock. Stotts took something off the bouncer. Sat there. Whitlow gets taken down. No call. And now the Bears will look to scamper the other way. Kyron Costello. He'll take a hit. Dump it off. On the move. Renault. Flip right back. Good job by Brandt to take one out. Portelli able to scoop that up off the carpet. 10 on the shot clock. Got to go to work. Renault trying to turn the corner. Renault, his shot right on, stopped by Hill. Hill will scoop, look to outlet. Bullet, McLaughlin on the money. McLaughlin stopped, though, by Forbes. So beauty pass from Hill. That's what he does. But a better save at the other end by Forbes keeps the game tied at 3. Sanchez. Skip. Gets a step. Brandt trying to go in, had it pop out of his pocket. And that was Hallowell. So Hallowell has already been in the mix a few times here. King will work it. Maxwell kick it around left side. King looking to step in, fake. Tried that twister. Defender right on him. 5 on the shot clock. That one right on. Ball loose. Maxwell didn't read the spin. And now the Bears will look. One pass, heads up. Good job, King. Provided the stoppage, but a good job done there. By Waylon Abrams. And now looking on the cut. That shot. Great pad save by Dusty Hill. Ball loose, fresh 20 to work with for the Bears. Portelli beats one defender. Perry Smith kick out, trailing. Johnson let the underhand go, and that went up, and I'm not sure if it touched anything. He may have aired that out, but Rue Johnson's accuracy has been pretty good over the years. So they're going to say it didn't touch anyone. Good job by the officials to get together. We're at the 10.5-minute mark. And we're still tied at 3. Whitlow. Slide it across. Good defense there as Fisher had nowhere to go. Kick back out. Whitlow, underhand right on, and you can see that they're doing everything to make sure that they try to get their guys in. Lucas Beaver, no look, on the run. Portelli stopped. Beauty pass from the Beeve on the money, but Dusty Hill having none of it. McLaughlin back the other way. That one's wide. That rebound will carry him up. Good scoop. Bears will take it the other way. One pass up ahead. Sanchez, swing across. Up, down, back of the net. Bears with a 4-3 lead. Beauty transition lacrosse there by Ohsweken, flying under the bench to pick up the lead. Xander Delarode, his first Arena Lacrosse League goal. Second. I apologize. He got the first one of the game. So he's on fire at the moment. And by that, I don't mean a towering inferno, but with a 4-3 ball game with under 10 minutes to go here, you can see the way this thing's leading up here. It's been an outstanding quarter and a half here in this week number 1. Bears will control on offense. Perry Smith will set things up on the left side. Inch into the shooter's spot, using the body. This time goes strong and crease the call. He almost tucked that over Hill's shoulder. Now back the other way comes Wittich. Wittich, big strides. Wittich dumps up, quick stick. That's wide of the mark. Rebound, scooped up. On the move, Johnson. Dumps it off. That shot well wide of the mark. Had a good idea, but execution not so good. Johnson will settle things down. 10 on the shot clock. Rio Johnson looking for an opening. Backhand pass right on the doorstep. But again, not a whole lot on that as Dusty Hill positioned perfectly. Good job. Now Stotts will slow it up, and they'll work it now on the left side. 8.5 to go in the second quarter. Sidearm, just wide of the mark, and you can see that athletically, Tetsuya Yamada, big and thick and strong, still needs to work on his stick skills a bit, and that's what this league is about. No need there as that underhand sniped on the mark, third of the game for De La Rode. And largest lead of the game now, 5-3 for the Bears. So Xander De La Rode has waltzed into the ILA here and is quickly making this his second home. Still plenty of time, though, left in this first half. Off the draw. Powell is fighting, but Sanchez there. Dances around, makes a good outlet pass. Backdoor, Portelli! Back of the net. That's the way this game is played, just like that in a blink of an eye. Like the way Portelli came flying out the back, but the pass was right there on the money from Nicholas D'Amico. And Portelli adds to the total, 6-3 now for the Bears. Of course, coming into this game from last season, regular season, the Bears struggled, winning just 2 games in the season, put up a good fight in the playoffs, but came up short. The Snipers had a good season, 7-7, and had a good run. That one trickles through and in. So 28 in Portelli has got the Midas touch going here as he adds his second. And now a 7-3 game, and this might be a good time for a timeout for Darcy Powless and company. 7:46 to play here in this first half. 4 unanswered by the Bears. And I think we're going to see a goaltending change. And that is the case. So looks like Jackson Longboat is going to come in for Dusty Hill. Now this just means Dusty Hill's out for now. A lot of times you'll give your goaltender a rest, maybe put him back out there. Sort of a bit of a mental aspect that you have to manage as a coach as far as your goaltender's concerned. But on the doorstep was Chayton King, going to try to track that down through the crease to call. And now the Bears looking to take advantage, under 7.5 to go. Johnson, great move. Good job to cut that off, swing around behind the net. Renault flip out, and that's a crease call. Good piece of officiating, and we'll see what the call is here as and it looks like that's just going to take us to our second officials timeout. Quick break. We'll be right back. Back here at the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River, bringing you game one of week one of the 9th season of the Arenalacrosseleague. Snipers looking for something to disrupt the momentum of the Bears. Stotts, kick, swing back over. They'll work it down with 15 Whitlow. No look. His skip pass. Overhand off the post. So there'll be a fresh reset at 20, and they'll swing it back around. That ball loose. Bears battle for it, and that's through the crease. Will give Ohsweken the ball right back. Back door, got a chance. Good hands there, but not able to hang on to it was Frattini. Frattini swings it across. Hollowell. Big, lots of room there to tee that one up, but a good save made there by Longboat. As you could see, looking to step into that one, and so it looks like we'll have another penalty called here, and that's an illegal cross-check the call. Riley Hess, the guilty party. Second power play opportunity of the game for the Bears. They're 0 for 1. And after surrendering 4 straight, they'd be looking here to try to wreck the roll a bit. Just over 6 minutes to play here in the half. Renault out there. Kick out Pertelli. Tried a quick stick there. Fight for the ball. Scooped up Bears. 10 on the shot clock. Renault gives it back. Underhand, and that will stay in play and be loose. Shot clock's going to wind down, but a chance now. Great job by the Snipers. Ethan Fisher. Fisher goes 5-hole. A shorty for Fisher and a big goal for the Snipers. Now it's 7-4. So Ethan Fisher, great job as able to outwork 2 Bears players to get that loose ball, take it down as the shot clock expired, and managed to find the back of the net on Forbes. Off the draw, loose, picked up, and now it's Lucas Beaver. Minute 15, Perry Smith. Portelli looking down low, had a better shot. Trying to dipsy-doodle his way out of trouble as Paget can't do it. Back come the Snipers. Back door, beauty pass, in flight, top corner. So what's good for the Bears is good for the Snipers as Maxwell comes flying out that back door and finds the back of the net. Good heads-up play, Maxwell, but the ball movement was key there for the Snipers, and 2 shorthanded goals on the same power play. So if you're the Bears, you're almost itching for it to be 5-on-5, but Snipers playing with 4 have really added a little pep to their step. Under 5 minutes to go, 40 seconds left in the penalty. Snipers are going to keep it out there with 10 on the shot clock. Knocked around, and that shot right on, stopped by Forbes.
Snipers' second shorthanded goal, scored by number 7, Riley Maxwell, assisted by number 6.
So final 15 seconds of this Ohsweken power play.
Time of the goal, 5:13.
So after a 4-goal run in tight, nothing doing there. After a 4-goal run by the Bears, Snipers have countered with 2. Backdoor, long pass. Maxwell didn't go to it, waited on it, and it never came. And a good job by the Bears now. Renault will have to one hand and haul that in. And Renault, penalty over. Good, Perry Smith, stop, rebound in. So Portelli on the doorstep. It is not a power play goal, but it is his 3rd of the game. And that restores the 3-goal lead now 8-5. We've watched the progression of Stephen Portelli from when he came into the Arena Lacrosse League and now one of the veteran leaders on this Ohsweken team. Does a good job of leading by example. He's not that flashy guy you're looking for. He's not the trash talker. He quietly goes about his business of being extremely effective on the carpet. Off the draw. Fisher. Fisher will stay out there and play some offense. Out there with Whitlow. Working with Stotts, kick it back out. That one as working again. This time it looks like Stotts is the recipient, but we'll of course check with our official scoring. So Stotts on the sheet for the first time. Let me just make sure. So Stotts with his first, and a big one. Trims the lead back to 2 with under 3.5 to go. Perry Smith loft that up, backdoor. Johnson, the defender on him tight in Wittich. Johnson will tiptoe back, swing it back around. Perry Smith will set it up, wait for the rest. That pass goes wide. Scooped up, Bradenberg. Big long strides. They're going to try to catch him. They will slow him up. And a good job in doing that because he was off to the races. Swing across, Fisher. Whitlow ducking. Whitlow knocked out. Whitlow almost from his knees. Took the hit. Got the shot off wide of the mark. Back come the Bears. Too many on the floor. And that's going to be an easy call. As the Bears were just a little too excited about that transition opportunity. And now the Hope and Whitlow slow to get up, and he took 2 hard hits as he tried to split 2 defenders and may have got one right in the hip. If you've played this game just below the kidney pads and taken a cross check to your hip area, you'll know what I'm talking about. So hopefully Wes is going to be okay. Valuable piece to that Snipers puzzle here with 2:45 to go. Third power play for the Snipers. They're 2 for 2 with the man advantage. King out there, and that swing across. Maxwell had it knocked down. Good job by Costello. And Costello, his hook showed there. King, quick, transition. Maxwell, Stotts, tees it up wide. Ball loose, picked up by the Bears. Good hard hit by Stotts. Padgett gonna have to work. He's in some trouble. Gets hit, loses it. Stotts in there. Jumping back in the mix, Brock Redwood. And Redwood getting a good taste of the Arena Lacrosse League. We're under 2 minutes to go here in this first half. So Maxwell out there. Fisher out late. Quick shot. That one tipped the crossbar, they say. So there'll be a reset to 20. King has it knocked down, and so they're going to say going up the other way. So Shot clock aside, didn't matter. Good defense, Bears. Minute and a half. Paget swings it over. Good defense, good hands, though, to hold on to that. Hollowell out there. Sorry, Hollowell, and what a shot! With Paulus draped all over him. And what a fantastic finish from Hollowell to give his team a 9-6 lead. So Hollowell picks up a shorthanded marker for the Bears, and this game's been chock full of a whole lot in the first half. We've had 2 power play goals and 2 shorthanded goals. Sorry, 3 shorthanded goals total. King shot. Didn't really have his feet set there. Kick back out. Dump back down. King. Swing. 5 in the shot clock. Good step in, top corner. That's the way you execute a good offensive set right there. You give everyone a touch. And then a good job by Pylon to find that top corner one more time. So with 38 seconds to go here, it's a 9-7 lead for the Bears. And what has been a very entertaining first half. Off the draw. And equipment goes one way, the ball the other. And I think we have a timeout called on the play with 33.6 seconds. That will allow us to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Back here as we get set to put a cap on this first half, but not before Ron Mouser Henry, Clancy Elms, Neil Pike, Todd Wilfong will put together the defensive game plan. It'll be Darcy Palace, Vince Longboat that will put together the offensive set here with a 3-second differential between the shot and game clock. So the snipers are going to keep it well out. They're going to do their best to take the last shot of this half. King to work with 10. Swing across. Maxwell off one defender. Has that one knocked down. Ball loose. And a good job defensively by Paget. And that will wrap up the final seconds, as I thought the call was here and dead. The Bears continued to play, and that's what resulted in that shot. And a great save there, I might add, by Eric Poirier. But they're going to put some time on the clock, 3.7. They're going to give Ohsweken the ball, but it'll be in their own end. So we know this is the fastest game on 2 feet. Not quite sure a whole lot can go on, and it looks like we're going to have coincidental minors on that play. So they just called Stotts now with a delay of game. So when we come back for third quarter, it looks like the Bears are going to have another power play opportunity to open things up. But in the meantime, between time, so the possession goes into the offensive end, 3.7 to go here in this opening half. So a chance here for the Bears. Going to have to do whatever they're going to do, and they're doing it quick. One quick pass. Duck in. Shot from way out. Had underhand wide of the mark. Well played. 2 quarters here at the ILA. 9-7 Bears. Welcome back to the Iroquois Lacrosse Arena on the Six Nations of the Grand River as we get set for third quarter action in a 9-7 game in favor of the Ohsweken Bears, leading the Six Nations Snipers. Of course, both teams play their home games out of the ILA, but home team on this side, of course, is the Six Nations Snipers. Six Nations Chiefs, of course, of the MSL, 3-time defending champions, play out of this building as well, as do a number of other strong teams. And off the draw, scrum, and a great job to come away with that one by Nathan Fear. And now the Snipers will set things up with Wittich. So that power play carries over, and the Snipers now will have 1:35 to burn here. The Ohsweken Bears have struggled. They are 0 for 2, and they've given up 2 shorthanded goals. So Snipers now looking to burn a little more. That shot over the top, taken there by Yamada, came up with nothing, and now the Bears to work on offense. Paget, he will dump and retreat, and they will filter back out. Start things off with Sanchez on that right side, swing across. Johnson out there as well. Sanchez changed the angle, and that's off the post, so that'll stay right here. Fresh 20, back to work Bears. 50 seconds left in a man advantage. Johnson, backhand pass, but that was good stick check. Loose down there. Frattini, and it's up to Fisher. Fisher has Vradenberg, but he curls back out. Didn't see him. And they'll try to work the final 30 seconds here. Biden. Take it back with 5 in a shot clock. Dipsy Doodle, nothing doing. Kick out. Late shot over the top. First goal in the Arenalacrosseleague. Tetsuya Yamada on the score sheet. And it comes as a shorthanded goal. Third shorthanded goal given up by the Bears in this game. And the lead is now down to 1. So here in the Arenalacrosseleague, we always enjoy when you get new talent, new blood into the league. You also enjoy the returning players that are the foundation of the league. But when you see a guy like Yamamoto come in and get something positive out of that, you've got that. You've got Fisher, who went to work here. Also tallying Delaronde, and that one from the Bears, and that looks like that was Sanchez in close quarters, picking up his first of the game. So Josh Sanchez, and penalty was expired, his first, but that restores the 2-goal lead for the Bears. You know that this game clearly is going to come down to that final fourth quarter. These two teams going toe-to-toe, blow for blow. Off the draw, it'll be possession to the Snipers. So Maxwell, Stotts, Whitlow out there. Trailing out late. Yamamata. Maxwell looking for an opening. Too much going on that left side. Back to the right. Whitlow. Good stick fake. Good hesitation. Whitlow tried to tuck it, but a good save made there by Forbes. And it'll be going the other way. Good to see Whitlow back out there. Clearly favoring the waist area, and Portelli, great job to get it over the timeline. And hats off to some tenacious defense from the Snipers. Johnson back to the left side. Quick shot off the pipe. Rebound picked up. Another one top corner. So, you got to like that effort right there. Waylon Abrams found iron the first time, meshed the second, and it's 11-8. I like what Waylon Abrams brings to the table. Good skill, athleticism, lanky guy, but more so the way he followed up on that shot to carry him perfectly right back to him. Stepped in front of the defender and able to get a good overhand. And that, of course, beats Dusty Hill back in the net as Jackson Longboat provided the break, and now Snipers with possession. It's Wittich. Fisher looking to turn the corner. Runs into a defender. Padgett bounces him back out. Kick across. Yamamata spins off one. Leans into another. Costello on him. Works him over. Too much going on in that dotted half circle as the Bears now with possession. Yamamata not able to do a whole lot there. Good job to get that up and over by Costello. And now Sanchez changes direction. Kicks it across. Johnson. Perry Smith trying to turn the corner. Leans into two. McLaughlin on him. Triple team. Still. Finally take Perry down. Shot clock winding down. Sanchez, quick shot stopped. So good job defensively, but it took three Snipers to slow down Perry Smith, and now it's Palan. Quick one, screen and roll. Maxwell stop. Good save made there by Forbes. He'll scoop up that loose ball. Quick outlet pass. Here come the Bears. Reef. Fine Portelli will settle things down. Plenty of time in the shot clock. Hesitation. Stop start. Go has an opening. One to beat. Lofts it over. Great one-handed grab, but creased the call on a good cut to the net from Hollowell, but ran out of real estate. Under 10 minutes to go here in the third. Fisher. He'll work it back. Chayton King has a goal tonight, but hasn't had too many shots that have been on net. He's taken 4 today, missed 3 of them. Ball loose. Dotted half circle. Snipers will flip it in the corner, but that's going to be a possession call, and just got that one away in time, did Fisher. And now the Bears will look to bring it up the other way. Delarande out there, and they're going to say that's a goal. So Joel Furman, crew chief, right there on the doorstep, had the best angle, and it's the KG vet, Eddie Renault, that extends the lead now to 12-8. First of the game for the Bears captain, with just under 9.5 to play. The Arenalacrosseleague West underway. They began their season last week. There'll also be in action tomorrow night when it'll be the Grizzlies against the Blackfish. Saturday, I told you about 2 games at Children's Arena in Oshawa. Paris against the Outlaws. The Timbermen against the Steelhawks. That goes at 6, so 2 and 6. And then later that night, well, not later, but out on the west side, it'll be the Sea Spray against the Shooting Eagles. Off the draw, and a hard hit there. And that's going to cause a little bit of retaliatory action. And where you got to watch things getting more than testy. Well, a whole lot, and I'm surprised, as you can see Lucas Beaver in the middle of the mix and taking on Ben Wittich, who has got at least 4 or 5 inches on him. So we will let Roger Nurse, Joel Furman, and Mac Abbott sort this one out with 9:14 to go. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back when the dust settles. So the dust has settled with 9:14 to go. It looks like the Snipers pick up the extra penalty. That will allow for another power play opportunity for the Ohsweken Bears. So couple combatants on each side, coincidental minors, and then the extra goes to the Snipers. Perry Smith. I tell you, he would have done some real damage had he looked where he was shooting that ball. Portelli. Give and go. Portelli underhand. A whole lot of under on it. Wide of the mark, and shot clock will be a violation. Possession will belong to the Snipers. So the Snipers trailing by 4 with 1.5 minutes to kill here. And they'll work it up and into the offensive end. Maxwell out there, and Yamamata will look to burn some time here. Kick it back out. King with 10 on the shot clock. That one from way out, knocked down. Ball loose. Going to be a battle for it. Good job, though. You can see there, that was just a good effort just to keep that ball from settling. And now here come the Bears with 45 seconds to go into man advantage. Once again, everyone will get a touch. They'll skip it to the left. Quick shot, saved by Hill. Rebound loose, scooped up. Good job on the loose balls. And now here come the Snipers. They'll settle it up. Caden Stanton out there. And they'll swing it back to Whitlow. 10 left in the penalty, 5 in the shot clock. That shot right on, almost snuck through. Tipped in, and it rolled right across the goal line and out. And now Portelli put on the Jets. Swing, and that one was read beautifully by Chayton King. King now back the other way. Team's back to full strength. 3-on-2. King bouncer. Forbes save. He'll look to counter the other way. Quick outlet on the move, and it's Costello. In some trouble, dumps it off, and the Bears will settle things down here. Delarande out there. That shot on the run. Delarande. His 4th goal of the game in his Arena Lacrosse League debut. Quite impressive, and more impressive is the 13-8 lead for the Bears. I'm sure if you're Dusty Hill, you probably want that one back. Tough shot, and tough to see the release point on that with the movement of Delarante. He really changed the angle on that shot, and that look for Dusty Hill gave him some problems. So finally a power play goal for the Bears. And they've got possession again, looking for more. That ball left in the corner. Padgett's going to pick that up, tiptoe around the crease, kick it back out to Sanchez. They'll set it up. Perry Smith will swing it back to the left side. Duck and move again on the run. This time Hill up to the task. Rebound ring. Inside Hill. Back-to-back saves. Dusty Hill. And on the move now. The other way come the Snipers. Fear. He'll dump it off. Give way to Maxwell. Kick out. Whitlow. They're going to need a little something from Whitlow. Duck in. Whitlow. Interference to call. And that, I believe, is going to take us to our officials' timeout. Quick break back here at the ILA. Ready to rock and roll here as we work through this third quarter. 13-8 in favor of the Ohsweken Bears. And Portelli, with a defender, does a good job to protect that ball, bring it up into the offensive end now, Eddie Renault. Sanchez looking for a step. Sanchez curls back out. Kick out Portelli. 10 on the shot clock. Renault, flip. Good hands. Johnson knocked around Vradenberg and top of the glass. Good defense by the Snipers. And they hang on and will now work on the offensive side. Poirier will remain out there on offense. See if he sets the screen and retreats. He does. Hyland. Maxwell. Hyland, good change of direction, looking for someone. Maxwell, surprise, great defense. Jumped up, and the Bears. Good job in that defensive rotation as Tanner Sudan. Big shot, bouncer, stopped by Hill, rebound, picked up. So Bears will work with a fresh 20. Paget will give way, Perry Smith, and they'll keep it right here on the right side. No look, skip across to the left. 7 on the shot clock. On the breaks, quick shot, and that again, good pad save, Dusty Hill. On a quick shot there by Matt Byron. In tight and well wide of the mark, but defended nicely. Rebound, Bears, no reset. 7 on the shot clock. That shot sneaks in. The shorty, short side from a tough angle with the shot clock winding down 14-8. Waylon Abrams at it again for the second time in this game. And like we saw in that second quarter when the Bears reeled off 4 straight, they have done 5 in a row off the draw. Palace is met with a good stiff cross check. He'll look, swing it around, he'll settle it down. Half boards on the left side. Pylan working one-on-one. Stotts overran it, picked up. Yamamata. Skip, 10 on the shot clock. Yamamata over the top, wide of the mark. Rebound, Costello. Has a man, he'll think better of it. 3.5 to go here in this third quarter. They'll set it up. Sanchez has a little bit of room. Surveys, he'll kick it back out. Portelli will slow things down here. Wait for the rest of the offense. Johnson. And this kid's got some stick skills. Leans in, tiptoes, stop, rebound! And it's a good goal. So on the doorstep, right place, right time again is Portelli. Give Johnson the helper on Portelli's 4th of the game.
Bears goal scored by number 21, Real Johnson. Unassisted. Time of goal 3:08.
So they gave Rue Johnson the goal, not Portelli. His 3rd. So Johnson with the quick hands on the crease. I thought it was Portelli, but I should probably use my good eye. 15-8, a big quarter for the Bears. Snipers looking for an answer. Maxwell's shot stopped by Forbes, who has been steady Eddie, as that'll be a back-in call by Sanchez. And now the Snipers trying to take advantage. Fisher's been good, haven't gotten a lot. Over the top, Bradenburg stopped. On the doorstep, Sanchez will flip it up and down. Hill will retrieve it. Quick pass, and the Snipers will bring it back the other way. So if you're the Snipers, you need a little something here in the final 2:10 to bring some of that momentum and carry it into that fourth quarter. That shot wide and handled neatly by assistant coach Neil Pike. And I will say, when you look at the coaching staff on both sides, well-dressed gentlemen, looking awfully good on week one. Going to be a tough act to follow. Tomorrow night, remember, a rematch of the Arena Lacrosse League All-Cup Final from last year. The Brampton Express will host the Toronto Monarchs. Hill with the save. Snipers looking to move it up. They'll roll it up and knock down. So another steal, one-on-one. Ducking back in, getting some help. Double team, good job on the double team. As you talk about an opportunity, and kid keeps showing up. That time a whole lot in the net, but not the ball. Good pass, Beaver. Finally out of the penalty box, back on the carpet, just over a minute to go. Lucas Beaver deep in the corner. Changes direction, kick back out. Sanchez skips the bounce. Renault tried to go over the top. That's knocked down. Ball loose. Picked up. Here come the Snipers. Under a minute to go now. On the run. Wittich filling the lane. Trailer. Pylan kicks it back out. Maxwell swing. Whitlow. Dump in. Great pass. It went to the far side. Should have stayed on the shorty. Big save by Forbes. Costello eludes one defender. Brings it up. 30 seconds to go. Portelli, skip, Johnson. Rolls out. 5 on the shot clock. Johnson go for the dunk, and it's a beauty. That is a beauty goal from Rue Johnson. Talk about reaching out and touch someone now. 16-8 for the Bears. Well, I said Johnson had 4 before. He's got 4 now, including that highlight. And I think if you're Dusty Hill, you had to know that shot clock winding down. Now, a lot going on for a netminder to pay attention to, but you knew only option Johnson had with that time in the shot clock was to go for the crease dunk. And either way, a big quarter for the Ohsweken Bears off the draw. Last shot, pass, and right on. Fitting, Forbes makes the save. 3 quarters in the book, 16-8. Ohsweken. Final 15 minutes set to go here at the ILA on a Thursday night affair to open up the 2025-26 Arena Lacrosse League regular season schedule. Of course, 14 weeks. Bit of a change in the playoff format at the Arena Lacrosse League. No longer 8 teams make the playoffs. Now it'll be the top 6 teams make it. Top 2 will get a bye into the semis. The other 4 will play quarters, and the bottom 2 will get a chance to rest up for next season. So the Snipers now in a hole here, doubled up, 16-8. Need something. That one stopped. Forbes has been really good in between that pipe. Steal, Whitlow, corner, great save. So a chance there for Bradenburg, still possession. Whitlow, no look, bounce. That was the finish they were looking for. And I would say keep an eye on that. Whitlow to Maxwell. We may see that a few more times this season. So Maxwell with his second of the game. Whitlow picks up the assist, but you can still see Wes Whitlow favoring that hip. That check didn't go away anytime soon. It wasn't one of those scenarios where it's going to really hurt tomorrow. He's favoring that now, but Snipers showing some fight, trailing by 7. Off the draw. Costello had it, lost it, picked up Paget, dumps it off just in the nick of time. So a good job by Paget. Nicholas D'Amico doing his best to help out. Portelli, the top. Renault. Swing. Sanchez. Inside. Perry Smith goes with the hard shovel. I tell you, I don't know. That shovel was like a overhand. Stotts now with numbers. Fisher with him. Stotts, great save for it. Rebound. Fisher stopped just wide. Rebound. Stotts runs into his second wall of the shift, gets a double team, take it indoor, busts open, and they're going to have to stop play. Possession belongs to the Snipers. Stotts took a couple of hard hits there, but he's a tough customer. That's for sure. So Snipers now to work. Bears late on a change. No chance to take advantage. Yamamata swings it down low. Whitlow, kick back out. Whitlow back. Whitlow, swim in, ducking, beauty pass. Yamamata tried to go bounce. Nothing doing. Quick outlet pass ahead. Trying to run that one down is Redwood. Flip back up. And it's Johnson. Johnson spacing on the floor. Renault sets a screen. Renault ducks in, splits. Renault falling down, stopped by Hill. And going to be a penalty as Eddie Renault took a couple of late hits. I think there's going to be a legal cross-check's going to be the call. So the guilty party this time around, Caden Stanton, will give Ohsweken another power play. 1 for 4, but the problem is they've given up 3 shorthanded goals in this game. So the Bears now back to work. Still have a lead despite that stat. Johnson looking for the give and go, gone and went. Skip pass up top, shot right on. Hill will look for the outlet, and air one out looking for McLaughlin. And he will peel back, and Pageant will counter the other way. So with just under 12 and a half to go, if you're the Bears, you're in control here. You can be very deliberate with your offensive sets. Johnson, great deflection there to Portelli. You don't think he planned that. 8 on the shot clock. Gonna have to go. Portelli, underhand. Steered aside by Hill. Rebound picked up Perry Smith. Fresh 20. Johnson. Perry Smith shot right on. That ricochets. Good job by Joel Furman to take that one for the team. Fresh 20. Back out to the top on the reset. Under a minute to go in the power play. Johnson working that left side. Give and go inside. Perry Smith had it deflected. Hill now will look and will think better of the outlet pass, and now backdoor. Good job to get it into the offensive end. Quick shot, Maxwell. So if you were looking for a little bit of light at the end of that tunnel, how about the Snipers burying their 4th shorthanded goal of the game? Maxwell with his 2nd of the game, and it's a 16-10 lead for the Bears. Just want to apologize to our viewers as we, again, iron out some of the wrinkles here. This, of course, game 1, week 1. McLaughlin tried to go bounce again. Rebound loose, falling down, and a big save by Forbes. And Lucas Beaver with a quick outlet sends away the Bears.
Assisted by number 6, Max.
So we're going to have a too many men on the floor call, and
And the goalie, number 1, Benson Longo.
it looks like it's going to go against the Bears. Sorry, against the Snipers. No, it is the Bears. So that was right. Too many on the floor. And I don't know if Mouser Henry and Clancy Alms, so that is the case. Too many on the Bears, and another power play opportunity for the Snipers, who are 2 for 3 with the man advantage. They've also given up a shorthanded marker. Now they go to work. Stepping into that shot and wide of the mark. That ball goes up and out of play. Bears with possession here. Redwood. He'll be in no hurry here.
Here's red card penalty being served by number 24.
Good job of rolling off one. Redwood loses it. And now the Snipers have a chance to capitalize. Poirier. He'll wait. They'll wait to get the offense out, but it's always good to be deliberate. But right now, time not necessarily on the side of the Snipers, but still enough time to challenge. Whitlow's underhand right on. Stopped by Forbes. Good job to pick it up, and they're going to go the other way, as you can see, just a little too hands-on there. Gives it right back to the Snipers. So Pilot at the top. Stotts, Maxwell left side. Whitlow working with Chayton King. His shot wide of the mark. So again, when you're a shooter, awfully hard when you take a lot of time between shots. There, found the mark, but right on. Stopped by Forbes. And he'll send a quick outlet. Padgett in some trouble. King on him. Padgett's going to have to air it out. Zips one, and that's an 8-second call. Possession to the Snipers. 25 seconds to go into power play. Maxwell. 15 seconds left in the man advantage. Yamamata. Stotts will swing it. Maxwell has some room. Inside. Skip. Whitlow, no look across. That one's knocked down. No reset. 8 on the shot clock. Great hustle by the Bears. Working for it. 5. That shot wide of the mark. Rebound. Stotts shot wide. That'll be a shot clock violation. It'll go up the other way to the Bears. They'll jump on it quick. That shot right on, and not quite sure that's the best option that Matt Byron had. Either way, Snipers now. Dump off. King looks inside. Whitlow. Going to have to pass it out. Shot clock winding down, and they'll run out of time. Whitlow mixing it up a bit, and I think a good decision on his part. Way more valuable on the carpet than he could ever be in the box. Almost an Aaron High stick there. Good job, Portelli. Johnson steps in wide of the mark. And there's going to be another too many men on the floor called, and it's going to go against the Bears. They're not going to argue that one at all. So despite some miscues and not getting the best results on their special teams, the Ohsweken Bears still holding a 6-goal advantage here with under 8 minutes to go. So the Snipers now will go back to work with the man advantage. This is their 5th power play opportunity. And a 2 for 4. Giving up a shorty. Bears over the timeline, and that's knocked down. So a quick counter by Wittich and a skip over. Whitlow will settle it down. So if you're the Snipers, you need something here. Maxwell steps in. Forbes has just been a wall there as Whitlow breaks his stick, and it gets rolled up into an open area. So Whitlow will head off. Roger Nurse will collect the lumber, and the Snipers will go back to work on offense with a minute 12 to go in the power play. Yamamata out there. Paulus out there on that right side, working with Chayton King at the top. King sidearm. Right off the toe of Forbes. Picked up. Bears going to try to work it over, and interference the call on Kyron Costello, and with 6:51 to go, that will take us to our final officials timeout. Set to go, 57 seconds left in the Ohsweken penalty. Snipers now looking to put a dent in this 6-goal lead. Piling over the top, and two Bears jump on that carom. Costello with Sanchez, and they'll pull it right back out. Sanchez going to go for a bit of a run. Hess going to try to track him down, get some help. And they force a turnover. Snipers get it into the offensive end. Pick it up 2-on-1 here. Whitlow back. Great save by Forbes. And I know Whitlow may not be 100%, but he's the guy to bury that one, certainly from my vantage point. And now it'll be Renault. Dying seconds of the penalty. Renault in some trouble. Against the boards. Keeps the legs moving. Gets out of there. Splits two. Renault. 10 on the shot clock. Ducks back around. Renault spins. Shovel almost just wide of the mark. Portelli going to have to shoot it. He dumps it instead. And things getting testy again as Poirier in the middle of it. And in the meantime, between time, Snipers trying to take advantage. Great transition defense, though, by the Bears. A whole lot of screaming. Great save by Forbes. And another ball, an errant ball on the floor. I think that's what everyone was screaming about with 5:23 to go. May seem like a small thing, but a dangerous thing with an errant ball. Whitlow, swing across. Maxwell, ducks in, kick out. Yamamata can't find an opening. That's something he'll have to work on as well. Good skip. Maxwell, duck in, flip back, and there's a whole lot on that. Stott's going to have to hurry. He'll dive and chip it, get back up, pick it, flip it. Great job there by Stotts, who has taken a beating in this game, and he's continued to play his heart out. Shot clock violation will give it back to the Beeve and the Bears. They'll work it down on that half board's right side. Sanchez surveys. Can't get by a defender. He'll dump it back off, kick it back out. Perry Smith runs into two, no big deal. Good job. Gets some help. Scooped up with 5 on the shot clock, and not quite sure where those boards were. And now taking it and getting knocked down was Kuntz. And the Bears, backdoor opening. Johnson has Paulus on him. Paulus all over him. He'll pull it back out. We inch toward the 4-minute mark here, fourth quarter. 6-goal lead for the Bears. On the run! Beauty sidearm on the quick release. Shane Hollowell with his second of the game. Hollowell with an impressive Arena Lacrosse League debut. Could say the same. Charlie Frattini also showing up. Xander Delaronde, of course, with 4 goals. They have gotten a contribution from a number of players. Members, stick around. At the end of our game, we will have an interview with our Arena Lacrosse League player of the game. Snipers, Whitlow. Maxwell has some room. Down low, Whitlow, up, down, beauty, handy, nifty, and slick. Wes Whitlow finally finds the back of the net, 17-11. So sometimes the key is you just got to keep on playing. That's the first of the season for Whitlow. Expect it'll be the first of many, as long as he could stay healthy, a vital piece to this Snipers team. And again, this week 1, first time these teams have only had a chance to practice together a couple times. This is their first game action together, and we look forward to seeing both teams progress as the 14-week season goes on and into the playoffs. Whitlow will dump it off and get it back. Good pass, give and go, and that one creased the call as Pylan, his toe tipped on that white line. Beaver looking down low, had Portelli, couldn't connect cleanly, and now it'll be the Snipers that bring it up under 3 minutes to go. Whitlow backhand. Good save by Forbes. Got the scouting report there. That was a good backhand try from Whitlow. So going to be another delayed penalty. This time it'll be on the Snipers. So the Bears now with 10 on the shot clock. Portelli, Sanchez, swing over, kick. Portelli, tee up. That one never got through. And the Bears will go onto the power play one more time. 7th power play of the game. They're 1 for 6, and they've given up 4 shorthanded goals, which obviously does not tell you the story to this game, with the Bears leading 17-11. But certainly an area that Ron Mouser Henry is going to have to address with his squad. So Eddie Renault with the inbounds. Perry Smith, Johnson, Portelli, Renault, and Sanchez. That's a pretty strong 5 out there for the Bears. Perry Smith, his shot right on. Big, heavy shot. Hill's been good. And sorry, that's Jackson Longboat in now. Whitlow just over top. Back the other way, Bears. Minute 45. Sanchez ducks in. Sanchez around that crease. Good footwork. Renault, no look. Perry Smith tried to go up top. No reset. Plenty of time. Portelli. Johnson rings it off the crossbar. A race for it with Wittich. Wittich uses his reach. Wittich had it pop out of his pocket. Good job, and a dump out as Johnson came back to help. Renault, Beaver, shovel. Sanchez, great hesitation. Sanchez goes airborne. And that is a good goal. So how about that highlight reel right there? Started with Real Johnson. Worked it to the B with a beauty flip. Sanchez, he goes airborne for their 18th goal of the game. Second from Sanchez with 1:05 to go. So week 1, game 1, the Ohsweken Bears are sending the rest of the league notice. Finished with just 2 wins last year, while they're already halfway to that, potentially, here after the first game. Poirier keeps the feet moving into the final minute here. Whitlow. Whitlow tried to go the wraparound, and Chayton King all over Colton Paget. Paget's tough, and a breakaway now. That shot finds the back of the net. No need to muss or fuss there. Good job by Frattini as he picks up his first Arena Lacrosse League goal. So Frattini was a recipient of a hard hit down at this end. Did a good job racing down and finding the mark. And with 42 seconds to go, the Bears will be looking to just run this one out. That shot over top of the net, 15 seconds left, and that gets run down, and I think Snipers will just toss it, and they'll let this one run out. So 19-11 will be the final. The Ohsweken Bears won 2 games last season, halfway to that win total already. They go to 1-0. Snipers fall for the first time. They are 0-1. On behalf of the Arena Lacrosse League, JVI Productions, I'm Lance Wynn. We'll see you tomorrow. Rematch. Arena Lacrosse. How we doing, Gare? Are we good? Okay. I'm here with Stephen Portelli, the Arena Lacrosse League player of the game here. And Stephen, you've been around the Arena Lacrosse League for a while. Talk to me. This is the first game. Talk to me about maybe what are a couple of the challenges putting together a new team, and each and every season something seems to be a little different.
Yeah, it's a fun league for that aspect. Is every year it's a new team basically, feels like anyways, and it was kind of a shambly game in the beginning, but everyone found their feet and we were scoring and the offense looked good. And I think that's a big difference from last year's. Sometimes we couldn't find it, but 19 goals to win you a game.
Yeah, and of course, with that said, we've been able and privileged enough to watch you and your progression throughout your career. I can say from my vantage point that you look the most comfortable and confident that you have. Do you feel that way coming out on the floor now?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I think I'm a bit of an older guy now. I'm 26, so a lot more calm out there, find some space, and lacrosse isn't always a super young man's game, so I felt good out there. And honestly, my team moves really well, passes the ball really well, so, I mean, that's why we got 19, right?
Well, you talk about those 19 goals. You only had 2 wins last season. You're already halfway to that win total already after one. So you got to be optimistic with what Coach Ron Mouser-Henry and Clancy Elms have put together.
Yeah, I think we knew last year that we were a bit in shambles and we weren't really focused on winning this year. We got a good team. Everyone's bought in, and honestly, it's a good group of guys. So, I mean, yeah, 2 is not the goal this year, but yeah, I think we'll have a really good season.
All player of the game, Stephen Portelli. Thanks for joining us. See you next time.
Thanks, baby. Thanks, man. Appreciate
nice job, buddy.
it.
Nice job.
Was that every game now?